Hey,
Woohoo! And here we are, everybody.
I know.
Well,
Here
I
we are.
do
Good
intro.
morning.
I
Good
keep hogging
morning.
the intro.
No, go for the intro. You do the intro. I like how you do the intro. Go on.
Tony Reeves, Australia's Cowgirl Medium, here with the awesome Tony Kiss, who's at his amazing studio, which I can't wait to get up there next week and see it in person, Tony. The Human Repair Shop.
Yep.
Can I come
Yep.
and get repaired while I'm there? Actually, my next
Abs-
thing coming up. I think I need to book in, actually.
Yeah, absolutely, Todd. Yeah. Bring yourself, bring the family, bring everybody. We try to repair humans up here. G'day,
Yeah, I think that
Anita,
sounds good,
Margaret.
actually.
Annette. Yeah, look, I think one of our little taglines is you ain't broken, you just got to be repaired. And I think as human beings, you like to think you're not broken. You got to get repaired. You just got to get a little bit tuned up, and that's life. And then you get back on board. Hey, good to see you, everybody out there. Good morning to you, Tonya. Everybody, TNT community. It's another crazy Thursday, and where it's you guys hold all the power and just talk about whatever you like. And between Tonya and myself and the rest of the community, we try to give you a helping hand. So I'd love to hear from everybody to see how they are. Just jump on board, say hi. How are you going? And Tonya, you've got some exciting news coming up into Sydney at the end of next week. So tell us about that. That should be really cool.
Oh, I'm so excited to be part of the MBS family again. They're so amazing. The girls that run it are so fantastic. And, I'm always appreciative to get a main stage gig. So for those up in the Sydney area or New South, I will be on stage Friday because the MBS runs Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Friday I'll be on from 4 till 5, Saturday 2 to 3 and Sunday 4 to 5. So I would love to meet in person, those from the Sydney area, come on board, come and say good day. It's free to get in the MBS and, come on down. I'm excited. I'll have all my card decks, my books will be there. I'll be signing after the show. So, yeah, but feel free to pop on down. I'll be giving free readings, audience readings. So, it's an hour of readings and it's amazing how many you get through in an hour. It's pretty cool. So please jump on board and come and say good day. I'd love to connect with you.
Yeah, it is. That'll be really good. So if I are in Sydney, go see Tonya down at the Mind Body Spirit Festival. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It will be. If you haven't seen Tonya live on stage before, you've got to do it. It's an absolute must. Whether you're spiritual or skeptic, it doesn't matter. Either of those two pillars, come along and check Tonya out because it is a marvel to see. I mean, I absolutely love it. When Tonya gets up on stage, I'm looking forward to seeing her again on stage this weekend. So. This coming up weekend, not this weekend, but the weekend after. So don't come this weekend.
No, you'll be a week early then.
A week early, but we like your enthusiasm. I think it's pretty cool, which is great. Good morning, Avichka. Donna Marie, good to have you on board and everything like that. Here you go. Anita says, I saw you at the MBS in Brisbane and bought your cards. You were amazing.
Oh, thank you, Anita. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I love Brisbane. Brisbane was freaking awesome, I have to say. And, we've all been, there's been, what do you call it? Just that lapse with, COVID and that kind of thing. So it really makes you appreciate being able to get back out there and do what you love to do. And for me, it's just been a real excitement around being able to be back on stage. And it's so cool to meet people like yourself, Anita. Thank you so much. And, without the support of people, that's a big thing. Like we get up there and do our show and be able to showcase what we do. But without the support of people like Anita that come up and chat and, purchase cards, you're supporting us as solo practitioners, solo entrepreneurs. It's like we depend on everybody around. So I always feel very grateful when I get feedback like that. So thank you.
Yeah, that's super cool. Anita, I'm just curious, did you get to use the cards yet and how'd they go for you? So it's always good. If you want to follow up on that one, Anita, that'd be cool. Because I think Tonya's cards are amazing. Connect with the ones that you love. Jeanette's got this one. I'm not familiar with Beck, the psychic medium barber. Do you know much about Beck?
Yeah, Beck's amazing. So Beck's she's got a show happening up in Bowen next Friday, and Bowen obviously up near Jeanette. So I think she's got a show up there, Jeanette, but she's also working in conjunction with the is it the funeral directors up there? So there's something that Beck connects in with those in the I believe the funeral industry as well, and possibly then should do a show. But yes, Beck's amazing. If you haven't seen her, jump on Beck the psychic barber. She's Australia's psychic barber. She's amazing. So yay.
Brilliant. Yeah, I love it. I really like it. I'd like to hear how that goes, Jeanette. That'll be quite interesting. The psychic barber, I like that a lot. That's
isn't that cool?
You sit down, get your hair cut, and you know what? I'll get you. Yeah. I'll get to tune in somewhere and see what happens. She goes. Anita goes on to say, "Oh yeah, Mackay as well. Yes, the crematorium up here. Okay, cool. Here you go. Anita responds back. Thanks for this, Anita. She goes, yes, I've used them and still working with them. This is in regards to your cards. I feel into the cards and my own healing journey. Watch this space. Yeah, you go, girl. I like it. That sounds really inspirational. How do you feel when you hear something like that, Tanya?
You never get tired of the feedback, because when you create something, it's like your baby. It's like your child. You put so much into, I suppose, supporting it to be birthed and put out to the world. And, yourself, you go, I love the concept. And obviously, because I've created them, I love many aspects, but nothing beats the feedback from people. And it's been incredible because they were designed, to help those going through grief and loss, which they certainly do. But the amount of those that are stepping into connecting to mediumship or starting out on their journey with reading that have been purchasing have been incredible as well. So it's been a great spin-off, something I hadn't thought of, to be honest.
Yeah, nice. I like that a lot. Sam's on board as well. Good morning to you, Sam. Saying, I love Tanya's cards. They have given myself and my friends many and cheerful tears. Yeah, I bet you they would, Sam. They really would, where you get to connect with somebody who's passed away. So this is the impact that you've got here, Tanya. This is what I love about it. It is very, very cool.
Thank you, Tony. Yeah, I feel really blessed to have, had a part in something that's, my phone's not going to bring your comment up. Sorry, Sam. Spirit's like going hider, obviously. It is. It's great to have made a difference. I suppose it's that helping people and making a difference. That's what it comes back to. And I love that. So while I'm doing that, I'm happy.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. It's just having that connection with others and being able to do that in that special way. It is great. And I like how Sam's put it out there. She goes, yeah, it's just not for herself, but for her friends as well, which is really, really cool. I think you're going to have, I'm looking forward for you coming down to Sydney and not only just catching up for us, but just the impact that you're going to have on people as well, which is going to be so super cool. Very, very cool indeed. It is going to be extraordinary. Now let's have a look out there. What's happening out in the world with you guys? That's Karen. G'day. How are you? What about with you guys? What's going on out there for you? Any issues? I know for me here, I'll share a little bit about myself. My God, I was saying to Tanya before I came on, I absolute burnout this week. I'm absolutely burnt out. Spent. As you guys know, I've been having this amazing journey of setting up the clinic and everything like that. And I've been on 100 million miles an hour, a lot of good support. And this week I've just gone boom. And so this week's been for me is just starting of yesterday is let's give Tony some self-love. So that means tapping back into me and seeing the naturopath and going to get some physio and really nurturing myself. So I don't know if you guys have ever been through burnout and what you've done and what suggestions you've got to get through it. But if you've got any, throw them on board. I'm going to be open to most things. Anything that gives you that healing sort of aspect of it. So yeah, that'll be great. Here you go. Going back to the cards though, Sam's come on board and she says, my friend's dad in spirit asked me to get some for my friend. Even spirit love him. There you go, Tanya. You don't get much better than that.
No, that doesn't get any better than that. Thank you so much, Sam. And thanks a bit for her sharing as well to help with grief. So, I love to hear that. Thank you. Made my day. So cool.
Yep.
I'll just sit here in that.
Yeah. I think it's great. It's great. Natasha, how are you going? Natasha, how are you going with your health? A couple of weeks ago, you weren't doing so well. You had the heart issues and things like that. I'd be really curious to know how you're going, how are things, hopefully they're on the the up and you're getting better. So yeah, just let us know, because that's pretty important to know that. Jen, good to see you. Hi to you as well.
I can't wait to get back to Tassie. I think I need to make a date for Tassie again. I'm feeling a bit like I need to go back to Tasmania and do a couple of shows. I think I absolutely had a ball over there.
Yeah, Tassie. Look, because who's our Taswegians again on board?
Well, yeah, Jen is. Jen is. Yep.
Yeah, Jen. Yeah, that's right.
There's a few. Usually, my auntie Anne's usually around somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I know Jen is. Yeah, I thought there was a few more.
Yeah, Josephine is. I'm just trying to remember now all about Tassie. There's a few that often get on here when they're not working.
Yep.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tash, you're
put here. Yeah, she's got an appointment. Woohoo!
27th of June. Okay, cool. Anita, what do you got here? She goes, yes. I hit rock bottom in December 21. Geez, you've even got a date. And my whole life changed. I'm seeing a shaman healer who's teaching me and literally helping me change my life. Yeah, Anita, that's what I'm talking about. I guess the question was, like, what was your life prior to seeing this shaman healer? And what are some of the things that I suppose you've had to change in your life or help you change your life? Because change is a hard thing, Tonya. Like, we resist change like there's no tomorrow. We like to do things our own way. And we expect the rest of the world to change except for us. But that life doesn't work like that at all. We've got to make some changes, and we hate doing it. So, Anita, you're an absolute source of inspiration. I'd love to know what it was like before and what your journey is now, just in a nutshell, if you can condense that, if that's possible. I know I'm asking a lot.
Yeah. Now, well, Anita's put here, she's got a healing business with Bowen therapy, access conscious spas, and Reiki. And you have to be healed yourself to help heal others. It's a never-ending journey, isn't it, Anita? And that's what we often, will say. Like, it takes time, and it's like the onion peeling back the layers. Just when you think you've done all that, inner work, then something comes along to go, no, I don't think so. You need to dive a bit deeper in this. And it's like, damn it, I thought I'd fix that. I thought I'd done it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, I thought I nailed it, and now it's like, no, you haven't. I love it. And yeah, Donna Marie, thanks for that. She goes, yeah, sounds like you're on track with all of it. Natural therapy, self-love, nutrition, friends going within, sending big love and healing hugs. Thank you so much. I think that's really cool. Jen goes, free flow. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jeanette's put in here, she's officially the Holistic Health Associates International's professional practitioner. Awesome. Connecting with them has opened my door in so many ways. I can bring all that I know under one umbrella. And, it's a little bit like I'm actually running here at the farm a day for practitioners. And that came to me, with a message that there's so many of us that work, doing, whether it's healing or reading or any kind of spiritual, practitioner, and we often are on our own with it. So that's what drew me to go, right, I'm having a gathering here for those to be able to connect, get inspiration from each other and get supported, because we often, we don't get that when we're on our own. We don't get that cheerleaders there to go, you've got this, and, so yeah, and that's been amazing. Like, so many people have jumped on with tickets for that. So, I think anyone that's, can hold space somewhere, wherever you're living, to be able to, connect with others that are doing either similar or, slightly different, but still in that same kind of zone, it really makes a big difference. And I encourage that right now, because I think we're really craving that connection.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. We really do. We really, really do. We do crave that connection, and there's not enough of it at the moment, which is really good. It's great that you tapped into your intuition and went, cool, I'm going to create this thing, which is such a nice thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. Like, it's an awesome idea. Vichka, you need to run one up there where you are. And I would encourage anyone, like even Anita, being up near Brisbane, put it out there to connect with other practitioners, because you'll find that you'll start to gather that tribe. And there's nothing better than being able to connect in energetically with others that are like-minded, that are making a difference to others and making a difference to the world. And the more we can all interconnect and support each other, the more we can then be supported ourselves on this journey. And it's important.
Yep. Yeah, it is important. I totally agree. It really is. On this journey here, it is important to have that. And I'm just reading the rest of this. Anita, I like this one just really quickly. Wow, before I worked, she goes, before I worked for others for years and never had a rest, I gave my energy to others without recognizing what I was doing. Yeah, that's what I can resonate with, Anita, at the moment. Just in there, not doing anything for me. So it's a good little reminder, that one. Have you ever been a victim of that as well, Tanya?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And burnout, I remember, I think for me, it was towards the end of last year with burnout. So, and I just had to sit back. I had to regroup, like Anita's here taking time to regroup 100%. And I just pulled back from, even having a big online presence and that kind of thing. And I really sat back for probably 6 months with it, to be honest.
Yeah. Was that hard to do though, Tom, to sit back? Because you are very much, your energy's quite high and you're a go-getter for sure. There's no doubt about it.
No, it was kind of exactly what I needed, Tony. I think you and I had a conversation and I said, I just was sitting back and going, and I remember you saying, it's okay to have a rest. And I go, Tony, it's been like 6 months. Yeah. But, from doing that, like pulling back energetically and just sitting in my zone, I call it, from that, now that I've stepped back up, that just the opportunities and the things that have come up are incredible. And really, you would think, if you followed the narrative of what we're told as business people, that we need to be on all the time, we need to be self-promoting. Yeah. It's total, I call bullshit on that, because for me, it really took to sit back in my own space and really be able to honor who I was and how I felt, to then step now in, and the opportunities have been amazing, like beyond what I could imagine. And so I'm a big believer in that, after experiencing it, to say, if you need to take a step back, do it, because it will not harm your business. It will not harm where you're at. And it honestly was like Spirit kept saying to me, what's meant to be yours will be yours. And
that's a nice little reminder, isn't it? What's meant to be yours is meant to be yours.
We'll always find a way, and I think the media talks us into, if you're a business person, you have to do X, Y, and Z. So we do tend to buy into that story because it's what we're given. But I'm here to say, no, you have to honor. And for you, Tony, it's like, even just taking a week, pull back, you think, I've just opened a business, how hard that's going to be, all these things. As humans, we go, but I need to be this, and this. But giving yourself that week will then propel you, for the next 2 months. So it works out. Whoops, smashing everything.
It does. It's a really great reminder. I suppose that's what Anita's going through. That's what I'd be going through at the moment, where it's just like, okay, just chill, just hit that pause button. I like to call it the pause button in life. Just hit the pause button for a minute, and then, you'll get back into the game when you've got to get back to it. And you might get back into it a little bit smarter and a little bit more refreshed, is what you're saying as well, which is very, very cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, remembering that all that we need is within us. And that's, the more we connect within, the more that energetically puts out I suppose, that vibration of honoring who we are. And that's what attracts people to you, and it doesn't need to be that you're in people's faces. I honestly don't believe that. I don't believe that narrative anymore at all. And, I would encourage anyone on this feed that's connecting or doing their own work, whether, as a practitioner, whether it's, like yourself, Tony, like helping people with physical issues as well as the mental side of it and all the rest of it, or whether you're doing Reiki healing or access bars, some of the amazing modalities that are around, to really just trust in that, you have it all within you. You don't need to be doing what isn't congruent with you, because the opportunities will come along as they're meant to, regardless.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the hard place, is to sit in that place of faith that it is going to happen. That's the struggle. I think because that's where the anxiety comes from. have I done enough? Do I need to do more? Should I A, B, and C, whatever it may be? And that's where you freak out. Anita, I love some of the suggestions that you've put in there. Thank you. I will look that up. That's pretty cool. I like the alkaline, 80% alkaline, 20% acidic. I'm actually getting big onto that at the moment. Cutting out things like coffees and things like that at the moment, which is, I think, is pretty cool. Yeah, thank you for that.
That's awesome. Yeah, meditation, really powerful at the moment. There is a lot going, there's a lot energetically, like Sam shared a bit earlier about, we've had eclipses, we've got retrogrades, there's a lot of currently the energy's, conducive to really taking a deep breath and having some time out. It is, honoring how you feel right now. So, and I think that's another big thing that's come out of us being in the restrictions that we lived in for a while, is we're tuning more into our feelings. And I feel for many, and I'm connecting this so much with readings, that just sit with our feelings, which many of us have been told to just shut up and keep going and not actually honoring them, but to just sit and allow yourself to have those feelings. Pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I think that it's honoring it, isn't it? That's the most important bit, which is so cool. And Donna Marie just says, I like this. She goes, I love your day on the farm event, Tonya Reeves. How beautiful, acknowledging and honoring. Yeah. That was that last year? That was in between COVIDs or something like that, wasn't it? From memory.
We actually haven't had in person at the farm now since, I reckon, before COVID. So this event will be taking place at the end of next month. So so we're just going to, I've limited the numbers. It'll be small and intimate, and really be able to make connections. And as always, when we do retreats here, everyone makes long lost friends. You have those connections.
Yeah, I love that. Jen's got a cool one. Jen goes, thank you. I've been off work for a couple of weeks with Wheezy Airways, but in that time, I now know the direction I'm moving in, which is, isn't it interesting, Jen? You give yourself that moment to just chill out, hit that pause button, and then you get this, this moment of clarity, I suppose. Is that what you'd call it?
Yes. Yeah, I love that, Jen. Thank you for sharing, because even gorgeous Lorinda's put here, what if we don't know what we want or feel? Which I think, Lorinda, that's a great question. It's one that we all get asked so much. And I do, and I think Jen's kind of covered that a bit in her reply, to say, ask the question and see how your body reacts, because our bodies are the barometer of our soul. It's that I love that book that actually encompasses that, and it's really tapping into what feels right. So it's sort of going back to whether it's your gut feeling or what warms your heart. There's so many ways of doing that, Lorinda. And I've actually been shown of late, even with readings, it really is about people journeying and discovering that, even more so than me as a reader saying, I can see you're going to be a teacher, blah, 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 which ordinarily you would be, you would be sort of encouraging people by giving them that clarity. And it's not that you're not leading them into the direction, but I've seen a lot where Spirit said, no, they need to journey and get a real deep understanding of what resonates and feels right. And when you think about it, by doing that journey, you then are learning the tools to be able to navigate, your future in any situation where you're unsure. You'll go back and do that body check. You'll do that scan to go, how does it feel? And again, it goes back to feelings. Yeah,
it does. The feeling, like that gut feeling, is such a good measurement, isn't it? It's such a gauge for where you're at. It really is. I love what Sam's got up here with the inner work that she's done. Go with that one.
So, oh my God, this inner work and changing my life is a longer journey than I anticipated. Yes, hello, Sam. I think we can all relate to that one. I'm feeling burnt out. Spirit have guided me to get to work on my business idea, yet I have a fear I won't be able to do it. Time to feel the fear and trust. Yes, absolutely, Sam. I'll be able to support myself, or more crashes will come. 100%. And also, Sam, sometimes, and I've shared this a lot lately too with people that have this burning desire to want to do something, that,
Mm.
you know, often is related to their own business. They want to be able to support themselves. And, you know, I often think sometimes what we need to do is take the baby steps to it. So rather than throw the job in and then just jump in and go, I'm going to, you know, jump into this idea and hope that it works, or, you know, hopefully I'll make enough money to support myself, start to look around and say, okay, can I do something for 2 days a week that is going to then bring the income in, support me on this journey? And then I take those other days where I'm proactive in building the business idea that I have. And that's a smart way of doing it. You know, you look back and I mean, Tony, you'll relate to this, and that's what I did. You know, I certainly didn't jump into just going, oh, by the way, I'm just going to do readings full time. You know, I had my salon there to start with that you know, I would get great money for having the shop and working 2 days a week in the salon, and then I worked the rest around building up, you know, what I'm doing today. So it's, you know, don't feed into the narrative that I'll just jump and it'll all work out. Like, you know, because you don't want your passion to be, you know, quelled when you're not bringing in the money that you're wanting to, you know. And I see that happen a lot. People jump in and then they're really disillusioned, and then they just go back to doing a full-time job and they give up on their dream. And I don't want to see that happen. So to me, you know, do what you need to be able to support yourself and pay your bills, number one, and then work on the business, number two.
Yeah, that's good advice, actually. Really good advice. I like that. But Sam, you've done really well anyhow. Like, I'm following your journey. I know you've done amazingly well. So keep it up.
Absolutely. I think that's awesome. Karen, yeah, we've got some really good. Jen, happy to have yeah, beautiful. See, Jen's reaching out, Jacinta, to help. Lorinda, say Jacinta. You know, and this is where, and that's what I love, that question that Lorinda put out there. You know, I don't know, I'm a bit, you know, feeling a bit lost. I don't know what I want, and it's a common thing. But also, with her other comment, she's put about her body breaking down, and my body's so negative at the moment. Well, your body's reflecting what you're feeling, Lorinda. So. And I think it's great. Jen's reached out. Now, Jen's local with Lorinda. So Jen will help you navigate this, Lorinda. And you're not on here through coincidence. So to me, it's like you're on, Jen's on. Jen's going to help you, you know, navigate those what's happening around you at the moment, because someone else can always look in and see it clearer than we can. Right? We get stuck.
Yeah, somebody else's perspective on your problems is always going to be different. That's what will shift you. So, yeah. But Linda, just chin up. Just speak to the right people. Listen to the right people, as Tanya said, and you'll be okay. You don't have to hold all the answers. Just put it out there. Get the support you need.
Absolutely. And sometimes, you know, and I think it's really powerful now. And Gabrielle's on too. Hey, Gabe, we sort of had Gabe sent a message a couple of weeks ago about being unsure and just, you know, not knowing the next step. And I think there's a lot of people going through that at the moment. So I think it's kind of important that it's come up today that, you know, we're questioning. There's something around currently, the energy is very much questioning. It's a reset opportunity. It's looking at what works for us and what doesn't. And there's so many people that are actually letting go of stuff that they've hung on to for years, you know, or things that they've kind of had on automatic pilot, even to the point of what you're subscribing to, what you're putting your energy to, like review, revisit all of those things and look at it. You'll find that you're looking at things from a different perspective. So it's pretty cool really to be in that place right now. And, you know, I encourage you, Lorinda, and those others here that are listening, that if you're still questioning things, it's about sitting back and doing that work on yourself, you know, like that inner work. And by doing that work, then we're birthing that idea, we're birthing that creation of where we want to be moving forward, because it'll always come to you.
Yeah, I love that.
I love Karen's share here too. I totally agree with what you just shared, Tanya. I run circles now for support of those coming. One is paramedic, one is a school teacher with teenagers, and one works in a hospital in service roles, and they really need this healing support. P.S. I'm going to Dalesford Sunday by myself for 3 days. staying by the lake, booked a facial, springs, bath. So important to recharge, and we are always holding space for other people's space. P.S. A message from Circle after I held it, that it was a circle with the promise of hope. I love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, Karen. That is very.
What a great share. Karen's always giving us insightful things.
I love it. It is good. Jeanette's got an interesting one as well.
The creativity. Did glass bead making last night. So great. And have just found a local pottery group. Oh, art pottery. Yes. Fun. I feel keeping creative helps center the mind and body and also create space for clarity in life.
Yep.
I agree 100%. Being creative is, and I always say it uses the other side of the brain. The logical, the analytical side is here that we often sit in as humans because we have to navigate this human life. But getting the creative side of the brain is that other, taking us away from all of that and being able to just sit in the moment. And it's about being in the moment when you're creative. Can't be anywhere else.
It is, yeah. And you need that flow to happen, don't you? You really do, and that's the hardest thing. And where was that one that, which was an interesting one? I'm just going to go back a little bit. Just keep on talking, time.
I'll bring up Jeanette's other one too. I found this past
this is
week.
The one that I was looking at.
Must be psychic. I've found this past week through the full moon and retrograde that what I've always done but not taken much notice has been highlighted, and I can see how I can grow it. Example, I've written so many self-help courses and now I have pathways to get them developed into accredited courses. How cool is that? That's a massive insight, and Jeanette, I'm really rapt for you sharing this because it is sometimes what we need to do is just go that little bit deeper and take that deep breath and go, okay, what direction or where am I heading? And we sometimes need to do that. Get off that wagon that keeps us going and going and going.
Yep, exactly. G'day, Gay. How are you? Good to see you on board this morning.
And I love Margaret. There's a flip side to this. Sometimes you just have to look at the roadblocks and say, I'm not meant to do this, and I know that it's okay to walk away. I agree, and I think currently, Margaret, that's a big thing. I actually drew one of your cards, Margaret, Chuckasiki. I loved it. I was like, the other day, I was like sitting there because I've got those on the table, and I was like, oh, I'll pull a card that's got Chuckasiki. I went, yeah, you know what? That's what I need, Chuckasiki.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was really cool. It was exactly the message I needed, But I agree, Margaret, sometimes, and I reckon that's one of the most powerful things as humans. If we can let go of what we think the future needs to look like or what we think we need to be doing or what direction we're going in, as soon as you release that, that's when the opportunities come. And it's like the universe says, great, I'll give you this opportunity. And often that might be different to what you're envisioning, but it's where you needed to be and what you need to be doing at that point in time.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the challenge that Margaret throws up here, which is, and you can relate to, Tonya, is if you're optimistic, how do you start to acknowledge the roadblocks, which could be if you're determined or if you're hungry for whatever you want to get to, whatever your goal is. Sometimes you just look at, because you can reframe a roadblock into, it's just a growth period. It's just this, and people tell you and all that, but it's getting you nowhere at all. It's absolutely stuffing you up. It's draining you of all your energy. You're getting nowhere at all. And I think the challenge is for Margaret and everybody's like, where do you determine, or how do you determine a roadblock, or it's just saying, no more? What are the signs or the indicators, or, and what's the sign and an indicator of a healthy growth challenge? Because they're two different things, but they might present the same way. And that's where I'd get stuck. Yeah.
And I think that's definitely a common one. I think the key in what Margaret's saying here is that when you look at when you delve into that roadblock, so that's when you're looking that you want to be from where you are now to this particular goal or direction, and the door's shut. So it's like, you're doing all the, if you're in business, you might be promoting the hell out of something and it's crickets. And it's like, there's nothing. So rather than take that as a necessarily something personal and go, oh, well, nobody wants to connect with me, is it something I'm doing? If you looked at that roadblock differently and said, okay, that means that's not going to happen. So you know what, I'm not going to go that way. And I think sometimes we all have to do things or try something that isn't the right fit to really then acknowledge and go, okay, that's not working, and we've all been there. I've done it before, put out courses and not one person's been interested. I'm like, okay, I thought that would be good. That was me thinking it was good. And it was like, I was the only one thinking that was good. So yeah, can that idea.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's tough, Tanya. I really feel for you on that one. That's reality. I like where that how that's come up. It's pretty cool. As in looking at
it is, and it's definitely a common one, and I say that a lot with, I connect a lot with other mediums and those either reading, whether they're doing it for a job or they're just fascinated and they've got massive intuition happening, that you really, to work with spirit. And one thing that I've learned on my journey, and I'll always share, is spirit are directing you. It's not up to us to go, I want to be, I want to do this with my readings, I want to do that. Or, for me, even like doing stage work and stuff, that wasn't, I haven't sat there and gone, oh, I want to be, well known and I want to be, standing up on stage or all the rest that goes with that. It's just opportunities that have come along that I've said yes to, had then snowballed to where I am now. And, and that's because spirit want me doing that. It's not the easiest way to connect, it'd be so much easier to sit in the comfort zone and just do one-on-one readings and, sit in a room and do that. So it's certainly not the easiest road to travel to be able to get do that. But it's where spirit are directing me, so I trust in that. So, you've got to be able to, you really need to sit in that and work with it and go, okay, if spirit are guiding me in a certain direction, then I'll follow that lead.
Yeah, I love that, Tanya. You've done it so well. You've done it through learning the hard way, haven't you? But you're a true example of what can be, which is really nice.
And, and I think that's the reassurance we all need. Like at the end of the day, it's making a difference. Like if you were to look at, then I'm often reminded this with the work that I do, and I often have this conversation, like we don't know how long this journey on earth that we're walking is. So, if we were to look at it and say, we were given a limited amount of time here, right where we are now, what would be your legacy, or what would be feeding your soul enough that if you were to exit tomorrow, you could feel like you've captured something, and for the most part, it's making a difference to others. It's creating, a memory. If you were to pass away, what would people say about you? And it's not. I don't mean the superficial things. I just mean, how have you touched people in your life? And to me, I feel like that's a really important one. Like, it doesn't have to mean that you get on with your family. It doesn't have to mean, that it doesn't have to mean you've touched more than one person, or you might have connected with animals, or you might have, whatever that is for you. But it's being reminded that sometimes it's those little things that, we leave this earth, and it's those memories. And, if you think about it, when you've had someone pass away that was close to you, think about what you remember, and I think they're the things that keep it real for us, and just, keep it simple, but be thinking of that. So I just think it's a good reminder to go, what's your legacy?
Yeah, what is your legacy? That's a really good question. I like that one where you say, it's all about connecting with others. Really, that's how you've inspired or helped others, which is really cool. It's a nice legacy to have. That's how you'd want to be remembered, and that's how you'd want to be spoken about by others, which is a really nice place to be. Don Marie,
and you're not going to get that if you're not genuine with it, because we don't want to just be the nice person everyone loves, and deep down we're not honoring who we are because we're people pleasing. That's not ideal either. So we've got to get that balance.
Yeah, absolutely. And Don Marie, I love the one on Space 22 on ABC launched last night. I haven't heard of this, so I've actually wrote it down. Don Marie, I'm onto it on my little scrap piece. Mental health brilliance. We have known scientifically for decades that creative activities are the answer, and this shows is a current confirmation of this. It is so divine to witness the release people's experience. It's such an honor. Yeah, it's something that I really like that you've tapped into. It sounds like a really good show on for mental health, brilliant, and just knowing that when you actually do engage in creative activities, that it releases a whole lot of good stuff, a whole lot of good endorphins and everything like that. It just gets you back onto balance. And look, mental health is like your physical health. You've got to start doing good things for it, or you got to, do things that you step out of your comfort zone a little bit to actually have an impact on it. You can't do the same thing. Same with your physical health, whatever your goals are physically, you have to do something different or something more of, or be more creative in one way, and you get a result. So yeah, I like that, Donna Marie. Thanks for that share. I really like it. So I am going to check that out. Poor Rachel. I don't know if you're still listening. She goes, have a great week. She's out to the dentist, wisdom tooth consult. Oh, geez. I don't know about you, Tonya.
Just get rid of them, Rachel. They're no good for anybody. She said as long as they don't actually remove it. Just get them to remove it. Get them out. Yeah. If they're a problem, lose that.
As soon as you hear the word dentist, there's just that cold shiver that goes down your spine. And you know what? I don't know. Are you the same, Tonya? Like, as soon as you go, I've got to go dentist, you're like, don't want to do that. But you know what? Exactly. But I've gone to the dentist not long ago, and it's the most painless experience ever. Like, the dude will put a TV screen above your head so you're watching telly whilst he's doing stuff on your teeth. You're so numbed up, you don't feel a thing. But I think what we have, and mostly a lot of people on this feed, is when we were kids and we went to the dentist, man, that was painful. The drills were louder. The pain was real. Your dad or your mum would say, they'd squeeze your hand and say, look, just get over it, sort of thing. Like, you'll be fine. You won't die. And the worst thing was, the dentist was having a joke with mum or dad. Well, you're this 8-year-old kid crying her eyes out, going, you guys all suck. That's why I'm in pain here. So,
do you remember though, Tony? Because we've often spoken of this, but remember when we did our the course that we connected with for public speaking, and there was the gorgeous girl there that was a dentist. I can't think of her name offhand, and she did a talk on mental health and dentists and how one of the highest suicide rates dentists are up there.
Right,
and do you remember that? And because I was like, oh my God, never thought of that. And I thought, how would it be? That's
wasn't it?
Yeah, yes. And she was, really connecting in with that. And I was like, how would you be being a dentist? And everyone, imagine the conversation like, oh, I'm a dentist and you love what you do. And everyone's like, oh my God.
Yeah. She was amazing.
I hate the dentist. Like, that's what she really explained that well. And I went, you don't realize until from the dentist perspective, and Gay's popped in here, stop it. She loved the time as a dental nurse. Like, it would be hard being in an industry where everyone's like, I hate that.
I know. Yeah, Gay, you enjoyed it because you weren't in the chair. That's why.
And Shelby's on board today. Shelby, we're waiting. Shelby,
I think dentists have too bad stigmas attached to them, unfortunately. And Gay, you can actually relate to this. First is the pain I'm going to go through, and the price. Everybody, as soon as you hear dentist, think, yeah, I'm going to get stung for this. I got no choice. But, it's not that expensive anymore. I've got a friend of mine who's a dentist, and I always get blown away every time I go in with how not expensive it is.
Do you think maybe because we're conditioned to pay it now?
No, he's got a great practice, very, very good practitioner as well. Makes you feel at ease. I think dentists are a lot more better at making you feel at ease these days, and including dental nurses as well. Gay, you'd be able to vouch for that. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it's crazy. And it is interesting. We're traveling down the dentist path. There's a few here. That's why she became a dental nurse straight after high school. There you go. So for Karen, really? She's experienced that too, as well as Gay. And hey, Shelby, I do acknowledge Shelby.
I didn't even notice I had a sign in the back. No, that's pure coincidence. Maybe just laziness of moving a sign.
We're matching. We match with the colours. See, we're supporting.
Yes, that's right.
We're supporting the human repair shop, Shelby. So when Shelby's coming up to Sydney as well, you have to get on board and wear this colour.
Just wear the colour, Shelves. Don't don't resist the groove of the color. Just go with it, mate. That's what I can do.
Donna
Here you
Marie's
go.
got a great one here.
Go for it.
People pleasing that creates mental health challenges. Dishonoring self is dishonoring everyone, everything, and all that is. Know it well. Lived it for decades as a yes girl. A means of self-protection and personal safety. Glad I've learned that one. And moving on and up. That's a big one. I think many on this feed could relate to that one.
Without a doubt, Donna Marie, you become, I call it the human doormat.
Yeah.
You just please everybody but yourself. And it's a hard one too, because especially when you're giving from the heart and you're doing it because you want to help somebody out, but it's at the detriment of yourself. And it's creating those boundaries. It's a really tough one, really, really tough. I really feel for you. And I think all of us on this feed can relate to it, because we all are givers at the end of the day. We really are, So, yeah, I hear you. I really do.
It is. It's a hard one to beat. And I think, it's the narrative we grew up with, like being a good little girl or a good little boy, that you were rewarded. The more you did for others, the more you were rewarded, which is just kind of how it goes. So I think then from there it feeds on as we grow, turn into adults. It's people pleasing becomes just something that we do without thinking about it till it wears us down enough. Exactly like Donna Marie shared, that's really big.
Yeah. People, and the thing that keeps you into people pleasing is guilt. Sometimes doing stuff when you don't want to do it, they go, oh, how could you not do that for them?
Yeah.
Why are you being so selfish for? You're like, dude, I'm buggered. I need a break. It's like, oh, you can rest later. Don't be so selfish. And there's that kind of stuff, which really good. Jeanette's got a good one. I like what this one's made me laugh. She goes, not like the days all of us primary school kids were loaded on a bus and driven to the Experiment Dental Training School. Yeah, look, Jeanette, I think what I'm hearing here is that we all had tight-ass parents and said, this is a great idea. Send them to that dental training school because it didn't cost them as much. And the cotton bud bumblebees they made for you, that negated the drilling and the mercury fillings that we probably didn't need. Yeah, the mercury fillings, weren't they a bit of a stuff up? Like, seriously. I don't know why they thought that was a great idea, but they did. But did you go through this? Cotton bud bumblebees. That was, yes. Now you brought back memories.
I know. I remember just dentist child, not good.
It was memories that would just stick with us forever. They just did. And that's the other thing too, Jeanette. What Jeanette brings up was really interesting. I don't know about people who've got kids now, but it feels like where I live, all kids get to school with mum and dad pretty much. They all jump in mum and dad's car and mum and dad takes them and picks them up. When we were kids, we were told to either walk to school, ride your bike to school, or catch the bus to school. That was it. Like, there's no option of mum and dad picking you up. And if mum or dad did drop you off at school or picked you up, it was because you were sick, you had a broken limb, or you missed the school bus and you're going to get busted. Those were the only three reasons I can ever remember a parent dropping off a child. Oh, and there was the other one as well, which was cool, which is Sasha Ninovik's dad. And he bought a new V8 Falcon. I wasn't new, it was an older one, but he bought it new and had a big dirty V8 into it. And he dropped Sasha off and did a big filthy burnout in front of the school when he dropped his kid off because we all asked him to.
God, I was going to say, that sounds like Andrew would do that, 100%.
Well, many times. Can you drop Sash off so you can do a big filthy burnout? Right? Like 12, 13. We thought it was the coolest thing ever. So he said, yeah, sure, why not? So Andrew will do the same, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. And Donna Marie, we do recommendations are welcome here. We always say put the any recommendations are awesome. So we love to share. That's what this feed is all about. And recommendations you can't go past. So awesome. Yeah, Anita, sure. Dental vans at school, Anita. Oh my God, yeah. That's exactly. And I remember that Anita's really? Also put the toothbrush and the toothpaste they'd give you. Oh, yeah. Very encouraging.
Yeah, I know. It was like that was going to sweeten the deal.
I know. Yes.
Here you go. We've made you cry for a while and all that. And just if you want to relive the experience daily, here's a toothbrush and some toothpaste just to remember every day of the pain that you went through with us. You know, have a good day. That's what it was like, wasn't it? Oh, gee. Tell you what, now though, I do stock up on my toothpaste when I go to my dentist. I got the freebies, like I think Sensodyne brought out a whole lot, and there's little traveler pack ones, and they go, "Oh, take as many as you want." I thought, okay, I will. So I'll just take the whole box. Okay, thank you. I don't, but you know that's what happens in my head. I take one. All right, that's what happens, people. All right.
I loved it. Karen shared a story about she was asked Saturday night by the Mullam Aboriginal group in Kilsyth for a 10 a.m. Monday to go as a last-minute guest speaker in their yarning circle. Due to the speaker counselling, I had to say no as I was doing readings all day at Bulla. Such a long drive, and the old me would have said yes. And it was an honour to be asked, but I had to say no and reserve my energy after a day of readings. And that's awesome, Karen, because it is, isn't it? We often think, oh, but, you know, I really want to do that or whatever, but we sometimes have to draw the lines. That's a great example of doing that.
Yeah, exactly. I like what Karen's. Yeah, that's shown great, I suppose, self-discipline and also a lot of love there for yourself there, Karen. That's pretty cool. Because I get it too when you're younger as well. You say yes at everything. You've got all this energy, but geez, it's like after I go, you know what? I'm spent. I got nothing left in the tank. I ain't doing 2 gigs today. Doesn't matter what you pay me. It's just not going to happen. And you know it's going to be below par. So good. That's a really good example, Karen. Thanks for sharing that. It's very, very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And she put it was a paid job too, you know. And sometimes too, when you honour that, you watch Karen, something will come up and they'll give you notice for the next one because they'll be like, we really want her. And that's
exactly.
You know, and that's how it happens.
Treat them mean to keep them keen, Karen. You know what I'm saying? They'll be hungry. Double your fee on the next one. That's what I do. You'll be fine. I like Jen's got here. They still give or send toothbrushes and toothpaste out to public schools. It's part of the general health program. Man, your family doesn't have to buy toothpaste ever again. Just keep on spamming in on that. That's what I'd be doing. Need another toothbrush. Go to school. Go get me one. Send them up from Tassie. You should just have an online store, toothbrushes and toothpaste. You'll make a fortune. Get all the stuff you can from school.
And they're usually the little packs, Jen, because they're normally little travel size, which is handy. And Avichka's also shared here, I'm going to let the in-laws not come to stay this weekend as I'm too burnt out. You just have to say no. You know, honouring yourself, Avichka, go for it, I reckon.
I know. I like the way you've done this. This is, I believe Avishka's background's Czech, but she does it in very good ethnic. I'm going to let the in-laws not come to stay. And she's not. You're telling her not to come, Avishka. But I get what you mean. Yeah, if you're burnt out, you're burnt out. That's it. They should get it. If they don't worry about it. It's all good. But I like the stance that you got with that. I think it's beautiful. You're looking after yourself. There's a lot of self-love there, so it's good stuff. Yeah, Anita goes, my dentist has a jar of lollies on the on the counter. It's a contradiction, right? Like what? Duh. Like these are the things that put the holes in your teeth. But hey, have a couple.
But I love Karen's response. Karen's response is repeat business.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Well said. Repeat business. I will see you in 3 months' time. Do you want a few more lollies? Could be 2 months. Karen's got a good one here. I'm having acupuncture to combat chronic fatigue. Must look after me. Yeah, they asked me to go there. The Pamper Sisters Day and read in June. I said send dates. Just lost that one. Where is it? And I have other commitments. Yeah. The whole thing. Yeah, I'm going to do the same, Karen. I'm going to go get some acupuncture done later on today or tomorrow. I think it's good. Good on you. Yeah.
And I think that's true. You know, sometimes And that's one thing I've learnt going along is a lot of the times people will be like, oh, I need you to come and do this. And it's like, send the details, which I think is great. Send all the information and then we'll go from there. And, that then allows you to process and then make decisions around if you've got 2 bookings on the one day to work out which one you want to do, where you want to be and what you're going to honour that feels right for you. So I think that's a great reminder, Karen, to say, rather than being yes, because something excites you, maybe take a moment just to sit in that and go, is that going to be, ideal for me?
Yep, absolutely. And Vichka puts in here as well. She goes, I had a huge week dealing with trauma and energy release. The last thing I need is in-law visit. Yeah, absolutely. That when you've had a heavy week like that, you know yourself best. And Gace is the same thing, where she goes, I totally crushed after doing a week-long course in Melbourne, beating myself up, losing my motivation. Yeah, look, I think, you know what, Gay, Avichka, myself, let's just hang out. Let's just do nothing this weekend. You know what I mean? Let's just zero. Yeah, it's going to kill me inside. Trust me. Doing nothing kills me more than anything, right? But same with Gay, same with Avichka. It's like sometimes the universe just keeps on smacking you on the bottom, and it just says, sit down, and it's going, okay, it's time to sit down. So yeah, guys, let's do that. Let's have a weekend of nothingness and bask in the what are we basking in, by the way, Tanya? We've got to bask in something.
Oh, we're basking in the present moment.
There you go. The present moment. That's exactly what I'm going to be basking. Good one. I put you under the bus on that one there, Ton, and you came back like a trooper.
That's how it goes.
That was pretty good. Got out of that well.
That's so good. And I love Donna Marie shared some links there. Awesome. Karen's put, don't come to Dales, but she's having some. I love it, Karen. You're safe. It's all good.
Yeah. She's running away this weekend. Don't blame you.
Yeah, rest and recover. Jen's put a good one there. Give yourself permission. There is a reason your bodies are responding the way they are, regardless if you understand it or not. Yes. Yeah. 100%. Well, really well said, Jen. That's perfectly
Giving
covered.
yourself permission, Tonya. That's not an easy thing, is it, guys? Jen, I like that's a real look. For me, there's a lot of good reminders this week from everybody here. So thanks for that. And I think everybody else is getting it. I like Anita's one here. She goes, I'm removing myself from the family next week and visiting the beach with a friend. Just being. Yeah, I think it sounds like a lot of us are going through this. There's a few of us going, man, I just need to chill the hell out. It's wow. Okay. That is, and Vichka's got sleep-ins, pancakes, no housework. So that if I could have the same, that would be brilliant, Vichka. I would go exactly the same way. That would be beautiful. Yeah, that sounds really good.
It's so cool, and it's just, I think too, the reminder, and it's probably why everyone is watching today, is just do something, or have a go to something that you can do on a daily basis where you're able to step off the treadmill of life and be able to spend time just, defragging yourself. Like, for me, and I'll often do that, is I'll just go for a walk here on the farm, like just go up into the bush. There's a couple of really amazing places. And I know that just then refills me. But I mean, you could be somewhere where you've got a park, or blessed to have the beach or a river or something where you can just know that's your default setting, that when you are feeling like that, it doesn't have to be that you take yourself away for a week or a weekend, but a daily, something you can do daily or have the option to do that just feed your soul.
Oh, wow. Yeah, exactly. Look, I'm going to say, yes, that's great, Tonya, but Margaret's buying a new motorbike. Sorry. I want to acknowledge what you said, but then I just saw this. And I might be buying a new motorbike. And I went, and ladies, you've just been introduced to the male brain. Like, I was so emotional, Tonya. I was so there. And as soon as motorbike, I go, whoa, motorbike. My apologies, Tonya, and everybody else.
Well, we want to see a photo, Margaret, next week. Thanks.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. Yeah, Donna Marie's getting back into acupuncture as well, which is great. Geordie's going off to the physio this morning. Look, I'm doing the same, guys. I'm booking in for acupuncture tomorrow without a doubt. I need some self-love. I'm going to do everything and just chill out and still chip away at the clinic. Don't get me wrong, but just do it at a slower pace and try to chill out at the same time. Actually, all of my beautiful partner, she told me that I have to have the weekend off. There was no ultimatum. She goes, you just have to have the weekend off. So it's more of an order. So she's how tired I am. She's been absolutely beautiful and everything like that. So it's nice to have a supportive partner as well in the whole piece as well.
Absolutely. No, I love it. And thank you so much, everyone, for your feedback. And we haven't got Pete to wrap us up today, but I'm seeing...
No, can I just say something, Tonya? All these people that are going, I need to get away from my family. I need to, like, they're stressing me out. And all, I just hope none of your family members actually listen to this on Facebook.
I'm sure that they wouldn't.
Because that would be hilarious.
It's a safe space.
You're doing a wrap up, mate. Go for it. Thank you. Go for the wrap up.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's always awesome. And, you really do make the show. We have an absolute ball, and thank you for connecting with us. And we can't wait to connect. And I reckon I might be in Sydney. We might even try and, depend on where I am in the travels next week, whether we can stream from yours, Tony, next week. So we'll see
how we go. So is next week question whether or not we're on? Just depending on how your travels go?
Yeah.
We'll announce it Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we'll be on the road Wednesday. So what are we, Thursday morning? If there's not going to be one on Thursday, I will let everyone know. I'll post a video on our pages mutually.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And Donna Marie, yes, thank you. You have permission. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being so loving and beautiful.